a few days ago, we had the video I put up where I discussed the minimum wage in Philippines and compared to minimum wage here. I wasn't upset at what people were saying. I was more upset at the fact that they kind of missed the point, you know. And I was just trying to bring awareness. Say I did get it, I'll admit I might be wrong. Compared to Google, if I Googled it. But I'm just going off what other people were telling me when I talked to
legit
them.
people, not just like on the news, reviews kind of thing.
And there was like, everyone's, that's not the minimum wage.
Yeah.
That wasn't the point. I was just trying to let you know how much minimum wage of kids that work at McDonald's make here.
Yeah.
Compared. And I wasn't even saying a professional. I'm just talking about kids that work at McDonald's. But if you work if you're a professional here, you're not making minimum wage.
No, you're making a lot more than that.
Straight out of uni. Like you're not making like you have to put in your time.
Yeah.
And you have to put in the years. But your minimum of when you start as a professional is a lot. And we were just talking about like being paid of what you deserve, because time is money, or money. You know, like time is money.
Legit. Like time's priceless.
Time is priceless. You're there for a certain amount of hours. Get paid what you
deserve to be there for a certain amount of hours.
And I was just saying the comparison of what a person working in the same job and then the same job over here. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
And you know, I wasn't born in the Philippines. I'm a byproduct of my parents that were born in the Philippines.
That moved over here. Sacrificed everything, migrated. Yeah.
And I would love to see a video of the sacrifices that they made, that they had to do the first few years of them moving here to a whole another country, right? Yeah. But it's all paid off. You know, my parents are on a cruise right now and they've just both turned in the 60s. They're on a cruise with their friends, like they're doing things that, you know, like a few years of sacrifice and a decision that they made to move overseas has come tenfold. Like, and it's not materialistic things. It's like experiencing life in a different light.
Like just experiences, like just making,
like, you know how hard it is to take your family out on a holiday. Be able to take your family out on a holiday.
Yeah, for sure.
You grind like you was
escaping the grind.
Yeah.
Like, man, everyone will want to escape the grind. I don't care how tough you think you are or how how ghetto you think you are. If somebody gave you the opportunity to be able to go on a holiday, the opportunity that your parents have given themselves, everyone has that right to be able to go on that holiday.
Yeah, and that's all I was really saying. You know, I wouldn't have had this life if it wasn't for my parents' sacrifice and their decision back in the 90s or even late 80s to move over here to Sydney, Australia.
And times have changed compared to what it was back then to now. Yeah. Like, majority of the time, if you are to attempt to kind of work abroad or leave the Philippines from like a minimum wage earning person to come live in Australia, there's a good chance you got family here, man.
Exactly.
And everything's on the internet now. So like, it's not like it was when your parents came here. Your parents came here on the biggest limb. Like they came here with nothing.
Nothing. And there's no internet. You know, at least if you get, you know, homesick, you'll be able to call back.
FaceTime.
FaceTime and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be hard. I'm sure it'll be hard the first few years, and it always will be because it's new. It changes, different place. Your English might not be as great as you think it should be, but it's at the end of the day, it will be all worth it.
Yeah,
you know, and they love Australians love Filipino workers because and you know, like from when we were in
right, when I was doing
up,
factory jobs, like all the Filipino guys always went the hardest, man. Like, and even on job sites, like concreters and all that, they had Filipinos. Like a lot of Australian companies love having Filipino workers for that fact that they know they work hard.
Exactly, and they're not going to try and shortchange you when you're here. There's laws and regulations that you have to pay them the right amount.
Yeah,
and I was not being demeaning, and my intentions were good. There's no way I would be demeaning. I have family and friends still living there, and are making that minimum wage.
Yeah.
And I say I have the same conversations with them.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you want to come out? I know it's hard to make that decision.
Yeah,
you have to leave everyone behind. But I do have that conversation with them, and that's all I was really saying. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't trying to prove a point. I wasn't being, you know, I'm from Australia, bravado. It's just awareness of my experiences of being you know, like the opportunity I've had of traveling back and forth.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had that opportunity if I wasn't raised and born, lived in Australia.
Yeah.
You know, having money to just travel back to the Philippines and visit your friends and family.
Or even having the money for your kids to be like, oh, Dad, we don't really feel like cooking at home today. Can you get us some Maccas?
Oh,
Even that little thing, like something so small like that. Or Dad, can I get a toy?
You know what? I thought of it yesterday when we were at, when we had lunch. I go, we don't even have to think that we're just having lunch. We had a seminar, and let's go grab some food.
Yeah.
And just sitting down is like, wow, isn't this great? We can share a meal with our friends and family. Yeah,
without a worry.
But you know, it's expensive. To them, it may be expensive, of course, but $1 is $1, regardless. Like, where we have higher purchasing power, and money makes money.
Yeah.
Regardless of relativity, you know, $1 is $1.
Yeah.
You can make more money.
Yeah, like you said, man, it was your message was not to belittle or
not at
all.
Or I don't feel like
like
I couldn't do that.
It came from a good place.
Yeah.
And someone just interpreted it wrong.
That's all I was really trying to say. I'm passionate about that.
The fact
if you feel like you're stuck in, you know, if you're stuck in, if you're good with what you got, fair. Like, I'm happy for that too. But if you feel this was for people that felt stuck, you know, what is out there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and the sad thing is, like, like a lot of what you're talking about is how your parents decided to come over. A lot of our friends' parents decided to come over, and the reason why they came over was to escape the grind. Like, not everyone gets lucky.
Yeah.